Welcome in, everybody, to Fantasy Pros MLB. This is Leading Off Live, brought to you by PrizePicks. Sign up for PrizePicks today and use that promo code Leading Off when you do. It's me, Joey P. Joe P. Zapia. That, of course, is the Welsh. And I'm sorry I missed you all yesterday. It was out of my control. Xfinity was doing work in my area. I got a message in the morning a few weeks ago. It said, hey, we're going to do work in your area. You might experience an outage or two. Okay, fine. Nothing happened. Yesterday, I got the same thing. I figured I was okay. Welsh, I was not. And thank goodness for you and Scott Bogman to jump in there. But I have to say, Welsh, maybe I should miss the show more often, because yesterday I picked Trea Turner for my home run call, and I got 2 home runs. I picked Aaron Nola for my DFS pitcher on the show sheets, which I hope you told everybody about because he was terrific. And basically, I crushed life. I was crushing life. So maybe, do you think I should just sit this one out too, or what?
I don't know. Maybe that's okay. I think Wawa got to your internet. I think that's really what happened. I think they heard what you had to say about Kyle Schwarber and Schwarberfest, and Wawa got to your internet yesterday. There it is. There's a Schwarberfest.
Glory.
It is, and it's glorious. Which, by the way, Joe, I don't know if you saw, got me back on the board, and I saw you got a couple. So I don't know. I mean, I think maybe you just needed like your internet a little reset, and you're back on it. You're back on.
That's it. A reset. Sometimes in life, Welsh, we all need a reset. It's great to see all the Peanuts and Cracker Jacks here. I guess Kaysen is right. I look extra bald today because I shaved. The beard was getting really...
You look extra
I know.
bald. You look
extra bald
glistening.
Today. Now I really look like the lead singer.
You know what's the coolest thing too? Everyone look, you can see, let's all point and look at Joe. You can see where the beard is because it's a little bit lighter down here, where it's a little bit high. Yeah, you've got a glow to you, Joe. Maybe it's
a glow.
Internet glow.
It's because I'm so happy. It's my that's what it is. It's my internet glow. That's what it is. I all of a sudden the internet gets a little upgrade, and now good times. Let's get to the baseball. There's a lot to talk about. I hate to start off with negative. That's not true. I love starting off with the negative. Alek Manoah. Oh, goodness gracious. This is it, right? This is our nightmare. He has lost 7 consecutive decisions. He got a total of 22 outs in his last 3 starts. These are just some fun numbers I'm throwing out at you. He has a 6.36 ERA. He's got a 48 strikeout to 42 walk ratio. Last night was a wacky day of him trying to blow balls out of bounds, and basically he's blown a lot of seasons at the end of the day. So Alek Manoah, I think you can cut him. No one's going to take him. The question is, does he get sent down? I mean, I feel like at this point, the Jays have to do something. I think you talked about resets, right? This is the theme of the show today.
Yeah.
I think Alek Manoah needs a reset.
They definitely need to unplug Alek Manoah and plug him back in and wait 20 seconds or 20 days or whatever. That's a fact. I went and looked at Alek Manoah because I am stunned by this. Not to do this thing that we do all the time, but I'm going to do it. This was one of my big 5 bold predictions of blowups was Alek Manoah. So thank you to that. But I didn't think it was going to be to this degree. So I went to take a look. Like, what the hell is going on? I've told you guys about, I think, the new pace of play and his size, if we're being honest, has maybe had a little bit of a factor in it. But, like, as far as the pitch mix goes, so a couple interesting things is he's switched to being primary sinker over 4-seam this year. He was primary 4-seam last year. It's kind of like a 3-pitch mix, by the way, but it's been primary sinker over 4-seam. Well, that sinker stinks. He's got it dead middle of the zone where last year he was cutting corners. It has an XBA of over 300. Also, the slider is not hitting bottom edges or outside of the zone. It's staying in the zone, and it's getting beat up more. Last year, the slider had a 190 batting average against. It's got a 328. He's also spinning it less. So at the end of the day, what I'm saying is all of these pitches are sitting in the zone more. The sinker is way less effective, which has also made the 4-seam fastball 300 batting average against. The guy is all over the zone, and I think it's part of the pace of play, and I don't know how and when it gets fixed. It's just not going to be this year based on how he's approaching the zone. I just don't want any part of it because I don't see where he's going to fix it in this year. It could, and it could be next year, and maybe he loses some weight or something like that, but this is bad. He's not getting any whiffs. I'm tepid to say things are over, but it's over.
Well, it's over for 2023. I think anybody who looked for regression potentially, that was fair. But implosion, I don't think it wasn't on my bingo board. Like, I wasn't looking for implosion when it came to Alek Manoah. But this is where we're at. It's here. The walks were unsustainable. I thought there was a window there when Jansen was catching him again. And then when Jansen got hurt, remember, I said, he started to look better. But I don't know if it's the catching situation. I don't know if it's the pitch clock. I don't know if it's physically how he feels, mentally how he feels, whatever it is. We definitely need a reset. Speaking of resets, too, by popular demand, here we go. Now that I'm clean shaven, me and David Draymond from this almost looks like it could be from AI. If you're watching on the YouTube channel, and again, you should FantasyPros MLB, you should subscribe to the YouTube channel. But there I am selling Thin Mints.
This is Joe yesterday not having to do the show. He's like, I'm going to eat some cookies and I'll put on my wig. How about my vest as well?
I mean, I really do look like it. It's not. I mean, I'm slightly better looking, I think, but yeah. What else am I going to say? Let's talk about somebody who's actually been good lately. Blake Snell, believe it or not. Very solid. 8 strikeouts in 6 innings. I still want nothing to do with him. I want to trade him everywhere. I do want to talk about Trea Turner, 4 for 5 with 2 bombs going into the night, hitting 143, 182, 270 over his last 15 games. Welsh. I wrote about him last week in the Fantasy Pros featured pros article on our MLB side of things. Mike Mayer puts that together every single week. It's a great opportunity to look at some buy low candidates. And you have to know Trea Turner is going to turn things around. When the guy who is probably the biggest Trea Turner hater is saying, go out there everywhere and buy him everywhere, you go out there and buy him everywhere. He'll figure it out. It'll be fine. Maybe it's the Hoagies. Maybe it's Schwarberfest. Can we get a Schwarberfest shirt? Do they have shirts available for Schwarberfest?
Gosh, Wawa
if they do, that should be the June giveaway here for the home run contest. I will pay for it. I will pay for a Schwarberfest shirt.
Do too is maybe we could get like a poster done and you could like autograph it. You could autograph
there. You go.
But I want a Schwarberfest shirt.
See, the problem is I'm in Jersey, so like I'll have to look at Wawa and see if there's a Schwarberfest this thing or anything. I'll ask them. I was like, hey, look, can I get this when it's over? I know the people. I'm tight with the people at the Wawa.
Oh, you know some people.
But it's not in Pennsylvania, so that's my only concern. So that's the only problem.
What I'll say about Turner, I actually kind of wish I had thrown him into some of my trade videos. Trade videos should be out tomorrow, and I hadn't. But he falls along the lines of a couple of these different players. And God, for the life of me, Bogman and I were just talking about one of these guys yesterday. There's a couple of those players that still sit out there that you're just like, hey, I might not even have all of the pieces of why this guy's going to get better. But, Manny Machado, that's who it was. Where you look at some of these players and you're just like, listen, the underlying stuff don't tell me the story of how he's going to get better. But what I know of this player and the track record is what I'm going to sit on. That was Nolan Arenado a month ago. Oh, yeah. That's how I feel about Manny Machado right now. I think he's pressed.
That's another one too. And he's had some injuries too. So it's like he started to get better and then another injury. There's a really good, first of all, I want to shout out Jacob B. First time joining us. You didn't sleep in. Way to go, Jacob. Way to be a member of society and join us live on the show. Congratulations.
I'll talk about sleeping.
It's always happy to have you guys here. I'm just kidding. But seriously, there was a question in here. I guess, see if I can find it. Who would the Blue Jays replace Manoah with? That we did not touch on. I just want to go back to the Manoah thing there too. It's not gonna be Pearson. Is there any
Simeon Woods Richardson? Simeon Woods Richardson. If I can say that, would probably be the guy. Big stuff plus numbers. They brought him up in
country
relief.
Club name.
Yeah. Ricky Tiedemann would have been the player, one of the best pitchers in the minor leagues, but he suffered some injuries. So I just don't think Alek Manoah is going anywhere. I think they're going to have to just kind of push through this. But if they did, I think it would be Simeon Woods Richardson. So then let me turn it back real quick. The last thing I wanted to say was with Manny Machado, everything is so wildly crazy bad that's actually like the anomaly. Like it doesn't make sense how much everything is in a bad place because I think he's pressed and the injury. So come back to Trea Turner. I don't know if there was like resounding things I had ever saw that was like, oh my God, he's massively going to bounce back. And his hard hit numbers were down. His strikeouts were up, but it's like, we know who he is. We know he's going to bounce back. So Woods Richardson is a twin. Sorry about that. That was the trade happened on there. So those are the type of players you can just always count on without a whole bunch of craziness and need here. So there's a big old circle of pitchers and hitters and everything in there. And I called Simeon Woods Richardson still a Blue Jay, but he's not. So it's going to be nobody.
There you go. Okay. So there you have it. Braves option Mike Soroka to AAA, by the way. So short-lived. And this is why I wasn't running out there. People kept asking, should we add Soroka? I was like, no, I don't think we should. He had rolled 9 runs allowed in 12 hits, 5 strikeouts, just 6 walks more than strikeout. I mean, that is crazy. You can't have more walks and strikeouts to be successful. He's never a big strikeout guy. And you know me, Welsh. If it's not a big strikeout profile pitcher, I'm just not interested. He had 9 2/3 innings over the 2 starts. Again, you walk 6 guys, you strike out 5. You ain't going to last very long. So we'll see what goes on there. It's going to be AJ Smith-Shawver. I hope I'm saying that correctly.
You nailed it. You absolutely nailed it.
AJ Smith-Shawver, who is also going to take over. I mean, he's going to drive his Mercedes there to the bullpen, and he's going to warm up and then come out onto the field.
I'll be playing in the country club with Simeon Woods Richardson and AJ Smith-Shawver. It's going to be a great day.
So the 20-year-old, he's got a 109 ERA, a .94 whip, 45 strikeouts, 12 walks so far. And he's been a couple different levels here in the major leagues. So is AJ Smith-Shawver worth the selection of bringing him up there to your fantasy team?
Yeah, I mean, they brought him, like, everything he did was insane. 20-year-old kid that was at high A to start the year is up in the majors right now. This feels it's different, but it feels very Mason Miller-ish, where you look and you're like, Mason Miller's thrown 30 innings. And then you come and look at AJ Smith-Shawver and you're like, what? He's here.
And the Braves brought him miss. It's like Elder comes and hits. And then you had, who was it like a week ago that came out of nowhere? Was it Schuster?
Oh, Schuster's been good. Dodd has had a couple.
Yeah, everybody shows up there for the Braves except for Mike Soroka and is like, yep, we can contribute.
But this is why they can do this. But Smith-Shawver comes up and they said they're going to put him in a bullpen role. He made his debut against the Diamondbacks. He went 2 1/3, didn't give up a run, got his first strikeout against Corbin Carroll. Curveball, very wonky. Slider looked good. He commanded his fastball. And now they're talking about him going in the rotation on Friday. My issue, and this is just me all year, and this is not understanding all of it. I just got to tell you, like, I just don't see him being in the rotation the entirety of the year. I don't see it. So I've seen in the chat a lot of people going Abbott or Smith-Shawver, and I'm going to go with Abbott because I think Abbott's already been given the gig and he's good to go. I don't believe Smith-Shawver is going to stay in that rotation. They brought him up to be bullpen. I think this will be very Strider-esque in how they'll treat him, get some spot starts, go long. They're using his arm in the bullpen this year instead of the minors. He's fun. He's really good. He's going to be a great future dynasty piece. And I would spot start him in solid matchups, but I don't think I trust that he's going to have a rotation spot through the rest of the season, like Andrew Abbott has already kind of been handed. So chat, your answer, I'll take Abbott over AJSS.
Right.
Let's
Andrew
put the
Abbott.
J in there. What would his first name? Give me what would be the acronym, Joe, without the J?
I don't know. Okay. I'm not going to fall for your little games. I think the last time I shaved is when I did the Dr. Evil on the Fantasy Pros football podcast on Halloween. Maybe the last time with
You need like a pet cat to just pet. Like Bogman.
Andrew Abbott, by the way, was next on our list to talk about because we are in the rookie lookie officially. He won his major league debut on Monday. Fun stat here. Andrew Abbott is the only left-handed pitcher in the modern era on any team to toss 6+ shutout innings with 6+ strikeouts and no more than 1 hit allowed in his major league debut. So, so far in the year, 24-year-old southpaw, 2.50 ERA, .93 WHIP, 90 strikeouts to just 17 walks over 54 innings. That was 10 starts at AA and AAA. Yeah. So I agree with you. Abbott is the guy that I would pick up. That was the one we were going to put together, but the chat jumped the gun. It's fine, chat. It's fine.
Well, no, you guys are ahead of it. And to talk on Abbott, Razor just brought up something. The like whiff rate was low in this start. He kind of pulled, and man, it is like crazy how many of these young guys are doing this, but he kind of pulled like the Bryce Miller, Brandon Pfaadt heavy fastball in this start. He went like over 60% fastball, 61%, and he didn't get a whole lot of whiffs, but he's got a great curveball. He hit the zone a whole bunch. Here's my concerns with Andrew Abbott. Homers. He gave up like 8 homers or 7 or 8 homers in AAA, and that was over like 7 starts. He dominated in AA, but that was with that tacky ball that they were throwing with. He's big strikeouts because he's got a big breaking curveball. The fastball is solid, but home runs in Great American Ballpark, a little bit worried about it. I knew the strikeouts were going to be there in this start, so I'm going to monitor where the whiffs go and how big of contact he's given up. But again, this is just like one of those dudes. They said he's in the rotation now, so roll with it. Let's not focus too much on like whiffs and stuff like that.
And if Abbott's good and they can get Lodolo back on track some point in time this season and Hunter Green can make some progress. I know it's a lot to ask, but maybe it's not this year. But with Elly De La Cruz coming and all this, like the
Oh.
Reds are all of a sudden a really interesting organization. They really are.
They're like I see them kind of like the baby back, like how the Diamondbacks have come up with like some of this young talent.
Yeah.
Corbin Carroll's coming up.
Yeah.
They've got some of that pitching. The Reds are that team. If I was a Reds fan, I would be pretty ecstatic. Noelvi Marte just had one of the best Mays any prospect has had. This is on top of CES dominating, Elly De La Cruz being the number one prospect. They have a lot to be excited about. I would be excited if I was a Reds fan. It'd just be cool if, like, Elly could come up and like CES could come up and them not bring up these losers. We don't know what their names are. We've never heard of them. They're 28 years old playing in AA and they're like, oh, he's better than Elly. Like, stop. Like, bring up your best players.
They're just really trying to make sure that they're going to bring them up and leave them there and it's going to be done. And it's going to be soon. It's going to happen. And if it doesn't, then they're just, I don't know how much surface time manipulation we're involved with anymore with the new CBA.
No, we're done. We're over that.
It's not,
there's no more.
It's either
bringing them up
or
today.
You just don't bring them up all year. Which
okay,
I think
that would be crazy talk. Like if you're gonna, that's my thing. If you're gonna bring him up and you're gonna bring them up, doing it today and doing it in a month, there's no difference in like control of what you have, unless you're gonna wait until like August or September or something, and you're gonna keep them prospect eligible into next year. It doesn't make sense.
I don't even know if I caught this, but you had a Welshism.
And
Dan G caught it. Hit the ground rolling. Another classic Welshism.
Isn't that what's the thing?
Did you say that, or is he just saying that could be?
But what's wrong with that? You
hit the ground running, not rolling. You hit the ground rolling if somebody throws you out of a moving car or a train. If you're if you were in a train robbery situation, you had to get off the train.
No, we have breaking news. Elly De La Cruz has literally just been called up. Literally just been called up.
We made it happen. We manifested it.
All my streaming. The Cincinnati Reds have officially announced, I'm looking at their official account, Elly De La Cruz is coming to the bigs. All my screaming and bitching has done it. Let's go. It's all thanks to me, of course. Thanks to me. Hat's going backwards.
We're just the coolest, man. We're just the coolest. It's just, like we say stuff, and
yeah, man.
Stuff happens. This is the kind of show we are, where, we say, hey, Elly De La Cruz should be up. Boom, it happens. We talk about Kyle Schwarber, should start hitting home runs in June and maybe get a hoagie named after him. Stuff happens. Just saying, like,
that's right, Cat.
Just how we roll, bro. It's how we roll. Is that like a magic wand? Is that like a Harry Potter
actually
wand?
My Wi-Fi.
It's like USB.
It's my USB Wi-Fi stick that I take out for the show.
That's really exciting, though. That's fantastic.
Huge. That is huge news. If he's out there, just do the thing. We don't need to tell you. What's your question, Elly or Elly? Should I draft? Yes,
Elly.
It's Elly. Go pick up Elly. He's the number one prospect. This is absolutely phenomenal. We get to be excited. I'm ecstatic. Thank you. And now the world makes more sense. The world wasn't making sense. It
just
makes
5 minutes
ago.
Now. It wasn't making sense.
Go back and listen to my complaining and bitching about that. Literally, as I complained into the universe, Elly is coming up to the majors. So this is the prospect we get hyped about. That, my friends, is a rookie lookie.
It's a good day. See, reset. Today's the reset. That's what it's all about. All right. Speaking of reset, here we go. Injuries. The Rangers transfer Jacob deGrom to the 60-day IL.
It's very you know who you are in the chat that is in our group text here was all 60. It's like a clerical move. He's eligible to come back June 28th. Did everybody think he was coming back in a week? It's retroactive 60-day. Everyone's like, he's coming back in 3 weeks. He's eligible to come back in 3 weeks. I shouldn't say he's coming back. He's eligible to come back.
He's eligible to come back. This is becoming more and more like that South Park episode where Butters keeps waiting for George R.R. Martin to order pizza. That's like waiting for. That's what it is. That's what we're waiting for. We're waiting eventually. Pizzas are coming. Jacob deGrom is coming.
Ooh, what comes out first? Like the new Vice and Fire or Jacob deGrom?
I think the new George R.R. Martin makes its debut before Jacob deGrom returns. Yes.
Yeah.
Xander Bogaerts was held out again from the Padres lineup. I keep talking about this. Like, just keep an eye on it. I don't know if this is going to go be an IL stint or not. Jose Altuve was out again with the oblique. I don't know. It's feeling like another. I'm starting to wonder if this is finally the year where the size of Altuve and the injuries and things like that, if the body's breaking down a little bit. I don't want to be hyperbolic about it. I don't want to like sky is falling because Jose Altuve has been a great player. Jose Altuve is a Hall of Famer. And if you don't think he is, then you ain't paying attention. He's absolutely a Hall of Famer. I'd vote for him in a second. He's a tremendous player, a winning player. I don't care about scandals and I don't care.
You started to sound like somebody like phenomenal. He's best. He's great. He's one of the greatest.
don't even make me. But
you sound like you're doing that.
Just like with Tim Lincecum's greatness too, once upon a time, and Chris Sale to a certain degree, whenever we see the things where it's like, at some point this is going to be an issue, inevitably it is. And sometimes like they get to that level of greatness. Altuve's greatness, obviously a little bit more extended, I think, than the Tim Lincecum greatness. Lincecum had like 3 great years. And after that, it was, the downside began. But I'm telling you, I'm a little worried about long-term Altuve investments. If you have him in keeper leagues, dynasty leagues, if he gets past this oblique and he has a good season, I would start to look at, okay, maybe it's time to turn the page and look for somebody new. Brennan Lau goes on the IL. Vidal Brujan is brought up from AAA. Again, this feels more like a just temporary kind of move. I don't think Brujan's going to really be anything. Jorge Soler was out on Monday with the right thumb issue. I keep telling everybody this was my biggest buy low was Trea Turner. My biggest sell high was Jorge Soler.
Yeah.
You just have to get out of this Jorge Soler business. It's never going to be better than it is. Cash in while the getting's good. Luis Urias coming back for the Brewers. He was activated. Wander Franco came back after a couple of days off with the hamstring. And Andres Munoz, a perfect inning on Sunday in a minor league rehab appearance. So that's good. Also, Ramil Tapia designated for assignment there from the Red Sox, who also said they're expecting Trevor Story to possibly play some DH if he can get back at the end of the year.
I think that's
that's a long shot.
But I think it's a great move. Don't do the rehab stuff. Just throw him at DH. Let him get his feet under himself at the major leagues. That's what the Phillies did. I think it's a fine move. That's a better move.
You almost Welshism again.
But I do.
It's feet under him, not feet under himself.
I think feet under.
I said almost. Okay. I gave you an almost.
Okay, yeah, I think that one was okay. The ground running.
Hit the ground rolling. Classic. We do
need to clip them all.
We need to clip them all. Like, there's so many good ones. There was one a couple years ago that I lost my mind when we were doing.
No, I think it was one of the first ones when you learned about my Welshisms. If it's too bad we hadn't. It was early clipped,
in our relationship,
like at the beginning of the year, and then you guys could send it to us, and we could get our editors to do it, and then at the end of the year, we could just have a big mashup of all of my dummies, all the Welsh
dummies. They're hilarious. That's the best part. Yeah. I can't believe we were bitching and moaning about Elly De La Cruz and he got called up like 3. Maybe we should bitch and moan about something else.
Oh, it's phenomenal. Yeah,
I wish I had $1 million.
Why isn't all the money towards me? Exactly.
Where's all? I should have more hair. All right, 3 up and 3 down. Aaron Nola, 3 runs, all of them unearned, by the way. He had 12 strikeouts. Shane McClanahan got his 9th win. And Julio Teheran, slowly becoming the feel-good story of 2023. That ERA Welsh is sitting at 1.56. I know he got a loss, but 6 1/3, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. Julio Teheran back in the big leagues. Oh, this is my favorite stat. Here's the downs. You ready for this, Welsh?
Yeah.
Chris Morel, 0 for 3. He is now 0 for his last 18. Ugh. I hate to say you told you so, but Welsh told you so. Brian Reynolds, 0 for 4, 3 Ks, and Genesis Cabrera. Please welcome to the stage, Genesis Cabrera. Another loss for him there. Actually, it's not another. His first loss of the season, 1/3 of an inning, gave up 2 hits and an earned run. So I just wanted to I just like saying Genesis Cabrera. If you're a peanut and a Cracker Jack, you get the joke. Prize picks. It's time to pick some prizes. Welsh, you're great at picking prizes. Yesterday I was good, but I wasn't here to enjoy it. We want you to enjoy it. Go make some prize picks. I'm telling you, it's fun. If you don't really like the DFS world, the way it's laid out there, and you like the betting world, but you just want to have a little fun and you just want to make it easy, that's what PrizePicks does. Use the promo code leading off, download the app, go to prizepicks.com, and sign up today with a 100% deposit match up to $100 when you use the promo code leading off. Welsh, what do you have for the people?
Do it. Today, we are putting together a hater sandwich. That's right. So we are going to have 2 buns of hate, and we are going to have 1 meaty middle.
Can you get that at Schwarberfest? Can you get that at Wawa?
I bet you can. You got to get a double. You'd have actually, you know what? We can have a double in this one.
Did you say 2 buns of hate? Did you say that?
Yeah, 2 buns of hate, 2 buns of hate, and a meaty middle of excitement. But we actually are being given a gift from PrizePicks today because they are giving us a free square. It's free meat. So enjoy your double-double because that free piece is Mitch Keller's strikeouts that have moved from 7 down to 5.5. So we can slide that into our hate bun. The top bun, Alex Kirilloff, hit, run, RBI, 1.5. Under. We're going under up against Zach Eflin today. The other bottom bun, we're taking Ramon Laureano, hit, run, RBI, 1.5. Under hit, run, RBI. What is our meaty middle going with Mitch Keller on the hate sandwich? Bryce Elder, fantasy score 27.5. Over. We love that. That piece, I think he's hit it 3 straight games. Take that with a little bit of Mitch Keller and then slap those 2 hate buns on, and you guys got yourself a prize pick hate sandwich of 3 or 4, whatever you want to do, whether you like your singles or doubles.
All right. Tim Sawyer's got a fun one here. Joe and Welsh are going to start a Patreon where you could submit requests for call-ups for $5 a month. I think that sounds like a great way to make some extra side cash.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah. Why isn't this guy up yet? I don't know. That's why.
That one was making me mad. It was like, it also has to be natural. Like the Elly one was making me mad at this point. I was thinking before the show, I was going to do my sign, my Brendan Fott sign. I was going to do a free Elly sign. I just didn't get to do it today. And now I don't need to.
There you go. He's already free. Kevin Gossman night tonight, which means I'm all in everywhere. He's been so good. The only person who has more strikeouts than him is Spencer Strider. Does anybody else care about that but me? I feel like I'm the only person who cares about that. Kevin Gossman, the pitcher strikeout total is 7. I'm going to go over. I know it's against Houston, but Houston's been a middling offense. Let's not pretend like they've been great. And also Altuve's probably not going to be in that lineup again. Kevin Gossman, the pitcher fantasy score, 39.5. I know it's high. Over. I would ladder bet the Kevin Gossman strikeout total today. That's how confident I am. I would start at the 7.5 or 6.5 probably, and where you're getting it in some books on betting pros. And then I would go 6.5, 7.5, 8.5. You want to go up to the 9. I think you're going to get double digits. I think you can get another 10 or 11 out of him today.
I can dig that.
So good. And Shohei Ohtani, 8.5 on the hitter fantasy score. On the betting side today, Matthew Liberatore, just 3.5 strikeouts. I'm going to go the over on that. Shane Bieber, just 4.5. I think he's going to start showcasing himself, boys and girls. It's time for Shane Bieber to get out of town. And of course, Kevin Gossman, 6.5 is that number on betting pros. You're getting heavy juice on it. So put it with, again, you ladder bet it, put it with the upset of Toronto, potentially winning that game too. And then you have, Toronto is favored there in this game. But the White Sox are not. They're plus 150 against the Yankees today. I think that's an interesting bet. What do you have on the betting pro side today?
Yeah, I mean, yesterday, hilariously, I probably had 2 of my, I had like one of the best and one of the worst bets. In the PrizePicks, I had the under Blake Snell, and that was a disaster. But one of my greatest bets of all time was Alek Manoah over 2.5 runs yesterday at plus money. So I'm just starting to get back into it. Last couple weeks have been rough. So today we'll try to continue it. I've got a strikeout parlay. I like both of these individually, but they're just so juiced. I decided to put them together. Hunter Brown strikeouts at 4.5 and Lucas Giolito strikeouts at 4.5. They're both juiced. Pair those together, you get plus 150. A couple lines that I like. I like the Texas Rangers money line. It's minus 145. It's kind of in the juicy area, but we're looking for a nice good win. And the D-backs minus 1.5. I'm not the biggest Tommy Henry guy on the planet, but Jake Irvin's been getting
He was good last outing, though.
Yeah, he was good. I've had a lot of people asking me about him. I don't believe long-term it's going to be great. I think this is a pretty good start, a pretty good matchup. And Jake Irvin with the Diamondbacks, I think they're going to get to him. So I like the Diamondbacks 1.5 up on the runs, especially coming off of that disgusting walk-off they gave. They were up by, I guess they were only up by 1 on the Braves, but they gave up that Eddie Rosario grand slam. Diamondbacks push back. Give me 1.5 full game on that one. And those are my 3 favorite bets today.
One of our Peanuts and Cracker Jacks lamenting they took Alek Manoah over Kevin Gossman in their draft this year. Oh, that's got to sting at this point. That's a big stinger right there.
The angel.
Yeah, very Sarah McLachlan there. Yeah, definitely sad stuff. I said I would sing Sarah McLachlan on the show at some point. It was going to be when Jacob deGrom is out for the year. I'll sing it. That's when I'll sing "Arms of the Angel," and we'll run a montage of when his 0.93 ERA and him being great and striking out the side and all that stuff, so everyone can get all their feelings out. And if you did things this year like take Alek Manoah over Kevin Gossman, then maybe you should go play some Sorare and go have some fun and say it's okay. There's other ways to play fantasy, and this is a great way to do it. FantasyPros.com/collect. It's free to sign up. Against digital cards, it's fantasy. You collect, you own your players. They're your players. You buy, you sell, you scout, you compete. We also have a fun league if you want to join it. Again, FantasyPros.com/leadingoffleague. So join Sorare at FantasyPros.com/collect. go shake off the dust of maybe some bad decisions, make some better decisions.
Yeah.
And we're giving away some free stuff too. MLB TV subscriptions, all kinds of fun things. So
and you get to
go
keep
play
all
some
these
skill there.
cards. That's the other cool
Yeah,
thing.
they're
You can
yours.
keep
That's
these
it.
cards and you can put them on the market. So there's like a value to that as well. I actually also took advantage of something they do where they allow you to swap out cards. I did a swap yesterday and I swapped out a Brandon Nimmo I wasn't using and got a new core infielder in
There you
Matt
go.
Chapman. So you can swap
There you
out
go.
for some of your lineups, even on the common cards if you're not buying. So go check it out.
Ooh, just got a update here on the Betting Pros app too. Little Matt Peralt talking about the Pirates today. Pirates on the run line, -1.5. So again,
That was
this is why
another one I was looking at. I
there you
love
go.
Mitch
Good
Keller
stuff
in
here.
this
This
matchup.
is why you get the app. You get these notifications here between you follow myself and Welsh on there. You go, you listen to Matt Peralt's Daily Juice Show. All that stuff on Betting Pros. It's great. All right, DFS today. Gonna fly through this. Matthew Libator, if you're really feeling like you just want to load up on offense, there's a lot of offense potentially today. He is 6.5. It's basically a free square. Tommy Henry's at 7.5. Again, if you want to really cheap out on pitching. Joe Musgrove's in the middle, 8.3, but Kevin Gossman's my guy at 11.1. Mitch Keller's 11.3 is a little bit riskier because he hasn't been right lately or quite as good in the last couple of starts. So I just don't see the point in it. Just take Kevin Gossman because I think Gossman's rostership is going to be a little bit less because people will see the Mitch Keller versus the A's and they'll go to that pivot instead. And they'll say, oh, the Astros, I don't want to go against that. But I do. I want to go against the Astros. Arizona, LA Angels, San Fran, and Colorado. That's where I'm looking for some offense today. And then Jake McCarthy, 2.5, Jared Walsh, 2.3, Tommy Edman, 2.8. And now we get to watch Elly De La Cruz. I'm so excited. I'm so excited, too, because I'm going to go with Shohei Ohtani after I got 2 home runs yesterday. I need to get on this board at all. I don't know.
Where's that board?
All yet. I don't know. Let's take a look at the board.
Oh.
The Welsh. There he is. Oh,
look at
18. That. Oh, my God. The 10th spot. Razor Ramon, by the way. Can we talk about Razor's run?
I
23.
know.
Razor joined us every day. I love
he had
you,
a
Razor.
6 home run weekend, I believe it was. Something crazy he said. I was shocked when I saw that board, but I thought it might be a little bit higher up. Okay, Riley and MT get to go ahead of me, but we could theoretically say I'm 8. But we're
in the
looking presence
to get up
of
there. Razor is impressive. FantasyPros.com/chat to join, everybody. Get
look
in
at
there.
Our boy Larry
June.
Too.
Yeah, Larry's up there. Carlson. JJ Tater back up around too. And just June. So new opportunity. Welsh. Who's your home run call? Who do you have?
I'm gonna go with an anti-Joe guy. I love Great American Ballpark, and I love me some Max Muncy, even though he only hits 200. Those guys play for me. I think this is a step back into the homers. Max Muncy, let him fly, baby. So that is going to be my play for today.
You're welcome, baseball universe, for us manifesting the Elly De La Cruz call up. In case you missed it, you joined us late. You go back and rewind. We were bitching and moaning about it, and then he got called up. Because that's what we do. Leading off makes things happen. So if you haven't already, subscribe to Fantasy Pros MLB channel on YouTube. Again, Fantasy Pros MLB. Subscribe, click the bell for notifications, watch the trade videos, watch leading off, watch the waiver wire videos. Be a part of the Peanuts and the Cracker Jacks and our crew. We love it. We are, after all, family here.
It's all about family.
It's all about family. So that'll do it for us. But the story of the game goes on for the Welsh. I'm Joey P. We'll see you tomorrow, kids. Enjoy Elly De La Cruz Day. Yeah.